everyone, we are here at JW Marriott and the occasion is Cinemascape 2015. Most scenic locations from India and international venues for shooting came under one roof. Catch a glimpse of Cinemascape 2015, the Cinema Tourism Summit.
Very warm welcome to the Cinema Tourism Summit 2015.
Idea really from what we have done in the last 8 to 10 years, where we saw ourselves primarily as a B2B networking forum. We wanted to move and look ahead at the larger value chain, the three major verticals which I had mentioned earlier to you: films, television, and commercial. On the film side, what is trending? I would like to request Mr. Ramesh Seppi to share a few thoughts with us.
Good afternoon, everyone. Believe me, film as an industry is being seduced by the whole world. The kind of incentives being offered by the rest of the world are unbelievable. They want you to come there. The facilities, the ease with which you can shoot in most of these places is unbelievable. We need to raise those standards so that they need not go out.
Seppi, may I now request Mr. Piyush Pandey to share his thoughts on how his vertical is moving?
Yeah, I think time to create some controversy. I think this is payback time for us. Payback time for the cinema industry, payback time for advertising industry, and payback time for the television industry. So if you have shot something in Rajasthan, the government of Rajasthan should have the right to show it on the website that Lamhe was shot here.
You may have made a correction, appreciate it, but slightly unfair. I think at the end of the film, it's not 100 people who have gone there. It is also the fact when the film is released, it goes out to thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of people. Please do not take away that credit from the filmmaker. I don't think there is a negative clause in any shoot of ours. The tourism department can very well show the kind of films that have been shot in each place, every state, wherever things have been shot.
What is required is that if suppose by virtue of your requirement you have gone to a particular destination, it is for the state governments, the tourism departments to draw mileage of that exposure.
I like to use this opportunity which Shri Naveen Berry has given us. Why would you not like to lift the economic status of your own country people here in this country by giving them an opportunity?
Can I come to Mr. Dheeraj Kumar, please, to tell us what's happening on television?
The TV industry in size and projection have grown from 241 billion rupees in 2008 today to 543.2 billion in 2015, and it is expected to grow to at least 975.5 billion in next 5 years. Now we are talking about the single window clearance. Sir, in Goa, Delhi and Kerala, catalyzed many global shooting units to choose their spots as nobody is ready to get 70 plus approvals in other states as usually required. So it should not be 70 plus requirements for a shooting in India. That's a big target.
Shruti, I'm very keen, I'm sure everybody's here very keen to know what's the size of the cinema tourism business worldwide and where is India?
Based on our assessment, we have seen that film tourism is growing at a very high rate in India, and which is around 8.8%. And with that speed, we can expect around 3,000 movies being shot by 2020. So now tell me, with 3,000 movies being shot, we would need more than 3,000 locations to shoot. So there are 3,000 opportunities for Indian states. to interact with the film industry and make the locations bigger and better, and to promote it promote through film tourism.
We are looking at destinations, Excellency. It's a pleasure to have you here with us, along with His Excellency from Rwanda. Can you just share with us the Croatian experience and what's happening?
Mr. Minister, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I promise I will be very, very brief in order to save time. It's very easy to sell a good product. Croatia is a very beautiful country. We have 1,247 islands, more than 6,000 kilometers of coast. 50% of Croatia is under forest, very clean lakes, rivers, air. Zagreb is a beautiful city in Central Europe, very close to Budapest.
That's why we are sitting closer to each other, actually.
Yes, yes. And not only that, now let me tell you, Croatia is successor state of former Yugoslavia. Marshal Tito and Pandit Nehru had excellent relations. We were helping a lot India. There are very warm, friendly feelings towards Indians. So coming to Croatia for Indians won't be a foreign country.
Can I ask His Excellency, the High Commissioner of Rwanda, to share his thoughts, please?
Thank you, Naveen, all dignitaries. I thank you for making us part of this important discussion. We think that there's a huge potential there. Rwanda being a country known as the country of 1,000 hills. Some people have even called it the Switzerland of Africa. We think that this is a potential new and unique destination for those looking for exotic locations for shooting. We issue visas very quickly, work permits very quickly. If you're bringing in shooting crews, if you're bringing in equipment for shooting, we have a lot of incentives that we offer, both in terms of taxes, but also in terms of facilitation that you may need.
Thank you. We have one more destination to cover. May I request Prince Lakshraj from Udaipur to briefly just share your experience from Udaipur, from the days of Octopussy to now, what's happening on cinema?
Respected dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, and members of the press and media. I think something that would fascinate Rameshji as well is the fact that the first film, sir, that was shot in Udaipur was in 1920, and it was a silent film. So Udaipur has not been a city or a destination which has been new or unknown or only known because of Octopussy. So people and filmmakers have come to us as early as the 1920s. And the one thing in our personal capacity as a family from the House of Mewar is the one thing that we would like to mention to the cinema and the film fraternity is that we welcome you with open arms. खुले दिल से हम आप लोगों का स्वागत करते हैं and उम्मीद करते हैं कि आप आएं. We are able to help you.
Mr. Mitra is the president of ASAP, which is the body of professional advertising agencies.
Advertising film producers.
Advertising film producers.
Locations in India, the processes that one needs to follow to be able to shoot in this country is far away from the joys that these locations, which are the biggest locations in the world for advertising shooting, provide.
For that, Mr. Zuchi, we would like to actually see whatever you said as ground reality. We don't see that as ground reality. We've been discussing, we've been talking to various dignitaries and we've been told that things are going to be actioned. Yet we don't actually see them happening on the floor.
Mr. Mukesh Sharma from Doordarshan and the Films Division. How are you translating a lot of what we are talking about on Doordarshan?
I do remember when NFDC came up at that time, there was this, and Octopussy when came, that why don't we have films division corporations in the states who becomes a single window clearance for everything. All this, what is UP doing, what CP Saab has said. And that makes life easier where people can do and then all the clearances, all the licenses, even they can have a detail of the locations and things, which will be very easy rather than individually going to.
Karan Anand from Cox & Kings. Karan, just to briefly capture for me, how is the redemption happening on the travel side?
We as tour operators are the monetization arm for cinema tourism. Cinemas will promote a region, a country, a city. It's the tour operators that will monetize by taking people physically there.
Mr. Uduthi, can I request you to sum up the session for us as you see it from the Ministry of Tourism?
Well, I can sum up by saying that we have specific instances, and I'm glad that every representative from a particular sector has come up with some specific examples and probably has tried to make one's point. Now, combinedly, I think we are all working on the same page, and we are on the same wavelength. We are ready to help you. I will call upon all the states to begin with. We can even have a web portal of the destinations for the film industry, so that again it's a single window. The film industry, the television industry goes straight away to that web portal and find out. So basically, I think we have to share information with each other. Now these are the things which we have to consider. And when the Honorable Prime Minister makes a call of Make in India, I mean, what could be more relevant than making films in India? The National Tourism Policy is on the anvil. We are going to take care of this particular aspect, that the world is changing, it's fast emerging, it's dynamically changing. We have to match our policies. I must compliment Mr. Berry that this particular summit has been of a very great use to all the stakeholders. I think I have only these many words to make. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.